So this is question number 14 of homework 8 for chapter 10. Go to the this is another real-time data analysis exercise. Go to the St. Louis Federal Reserve FRED database and find data on the residual of assets as liabilities or bank capital. So we're provided with this symbol, which we can use later to get the data item directly by putting that into the search box of the FRED database. And total assets of commercial banks. Download the data from January 1990 to the most recent available month into a spreadsheet. Click the following link to view the residual of assets less liabilities or bank capital. So we can click on this. And then we can edit this graph by adding the other data item, because we want to put both data items in one Excel sheet, and that can make the calculation more convenient. So we can just put this symbol into the search box using the add line function, copy that into the search box, and you can see it directly gives us the total assets of all commercial banks. So now I can add data series, and this will give me the data for now. I have both, right? So I can now download this into Excel. So I think before we do that, we can go back. It also asks us to download data from January 1990. So I can limit this time period from January, following that requirement. Now I can download this into Excel and open it once the download is complete. So you can see that now I have both data series starting from January 1990. And then the column B here is actually the capital, right? It's the residual. And column C is the total assets. So we have to keep that in mind, not to mix them up. So in January, for each monthly observation, calculate. So first make sure this is monthly. Yes. For each monthly observation, calculate the bank leverage ratio as the ratio of bank capital to total assets. So this is very easy, right? Leverage ratio. This is basically the capital divided by the total assets. And then we just need to follow the rounding requirement. First, this is in percentage, and it also says round your responses to the 1 decimal place. So then I can change the format, put this in percentage, and just keep 1 decimal place. So that's basically the leverage ratio. It's 6.5% in January 1990. And for the most recent month of September 2020, and I can easily get that number by pulling the cells all the way down to the bottom, which is most recent month. So that gives me 10.3%. So this ratio obviously has increased over time. So check my answer. Good job. And create a line graph of the leverage ratio over time, or else equal. What can you conclude about leverage and moral hazard in commercial banks over time? The graph of the leverage ratio over time illustrates a To most conveniently draw the graph, we can just copy these two data points to another worksheet. First data point is just the time, the date. So I just do that, open another worksheet. And so this is the observation date. And then we can copy the leverage ratio. But when we do the copying, we have to be a little bit careful because remember this is obtained by using the formula. So we need to make sure that we paste the special, just paste the value. And then change back this to be in percentage and keep one decimal place. So now I can use this to draw the chart. Insert chart. I guess we can just insert this line chart. And then you can see this very nice line chart showing the time trend of the leverage ratio. From that, you can see, broadly speaking, it's increasing over time, even though there is some sort of downtrend during some time intervals. But largely speaking, it's going up. So the consequence of that is because this is leverage ratio, the higher leverage ratio means that the bank has more capital. And capital is like the bank's own money, right? So the more capital a bank has, the less incentive for the bank to engage in risk-taking or excessive risk-taking activities, because it doesn't want to use its own capital to do something riskier, right? It wants to use borrowers, I mean the depositors' money to do that. So then with that analysis, we can answer this question. The graph of the leverage ratio over time illustrates a gradual increase in the leverage ratio over time for commercial banks, indicating that holding everything else constant, moral hazard in the banking system should have gradually decreased over that time period, right? All right, so we're done with this question.